Hey guys, today I have just finished a live training, hence the hair and makeup and the very large set on here. Keeping it real. So, life lessons from lettuce. This is my lettuce. And as you can see, it's been growing right next to some other stuff. And I wanted to share with you today the 4 life lessons I've learnt from growing this lettuce, as opposed to growing this other lettuce over here. I have this other lettuce as well. This lettuce is obviously spectacular. These lettuces haven't quite had the same experience. This lettuce did not start spectacular. It started out as one little leaf. And I was like, really? Is that what we get from lettuce? One little leaf? This one over here, hidden in all amongst the stuff, it started as one little leaf as well. But as you can see, comparatively, that poor little thing, it's been hiding. It's been hiding. It didn't want to take up any space. It was jammed in next to everybody else. And that same little leaf that started over here was very similar to the little leaf that started over here. This one had more space. It claimed more space. Lesson number 1, claim your space. If you're online, claim your space. Take some time to figure out who's sitting next to you and to claim your space. Take up some space. You deserve to take up space in the world. If you're thinking about your health and your well-being and you're considering claiming some space in your house to set up a little bit of gym space, a little bit of creative space, a little bit of food and preparation space in your schedule, claim your space so that that tiny little version of you to start off with will grow into something larger. Another thing that happened to that little fella over there compared to this one is that that one was hiding. He was hiding. To no fault of his own, to be honest. We did plant those other giant spring onions next to him, but he was hiding underneath everything. And obviously, this one let his light shine. He unfurled those little leaves, and because he let his light shine, everything came from that. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. If you have an unfurling happening for you, let your light shine. Be your beautiful self. Don't hide behind somebody else. Don't hide behind somebody else's fears, somebody else's worries, somebody else's dead arms that are hanging over the top there. Somebody else's perceived notions of who you should be. Shine. Third thing that this little lettuce has done is leveraged and multiplied. You can see that some of his others haven't multiplied quite as nearly as him. And when it comes to everything that you do in business or in life, how can you leverage those around you, those leaves that you've already created? How can you leverage those and spring new life? How can you leverage the small things that you've created for your business and share them with even more people so that more life springs around you? And in a health and well-being aspect, how can you leverage all that small stuff that you've created, all of those habits you've created, all of that time you've created for yourself? How can you leverage that so that more growth happens? And lastly, don't underestimate how far you've come. This little plant compared to this little plant, sure, at the moment looks a little different, right? Tiny little plant over there. But this guy, he might be picked first, but that doesn't mean that when we finally filter off all of this, that this guy won't end up bigger. So don't go comparing your beginning to somebody else's end. The same as on Instagram, other places and spaces that we see people in. Do not be comparing what your beginning looks like compared to somebody else's multiple steps ahead, multiple time ahead, multiple lessons and experiences ahead. Do you. And eventually you'll get to grow and see what happens in the end. All right, hopefully this is helpful. And if it is, tag someone below, follow, and I'll catch you on the next one tomorrow.